Okay, so let's get moving. Good afternoon, and welcome also from, I'm not saying the professional team, so the full-time people working for TAPA, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. In the next roughly 40 minutes, okay, we give you the AGM, we give you an update, and we tell you what we do here from TAPA for you, for the members, which is really our biggest asset, as you all know. TAPAized, and 2024, a year like no other. If you look at the world right now, I think it's quite important, that we are really in a world like we have never seen before. A lot of people thought that COVID is something, like it's COVID. It will start, it will come to an end, And prior to all these crises, we always had normally one crisis in the world. Now I even cannot count them anymore, And that's one of the biggest things. And unfortunately, and I had a lot of chats with a lot of TAPA friends, we strongly believe the world is not getting better over the next couple of months, maybe years, who knows? And there's always an impact, and there's always an interruption, and there's always something we need to be prepared for. And of course, it's not always easy to say what is resilience. But as we all know, it's kind of a buzzword, so don't get me wrong. So as you know, I worked for big companies, and I still remember when people told me that RFID is a solution for everything in logistics. We will never lose a package anymore, we know exactly where it is, we know it's on time, and so on. 20 years later, what happened? We still have losses. So then we had blockchain, artificial intelligence. And you will see a lot of funny stuff also over the next 1.5 days. But what is very important, even when 97% of business leaders recognize that resilience is important for their business, less than 50% believe that their company is resilient. And that's very, very, very important to understand why we go into this kind of direction and why we really drive for growth. Because growth means that you have a better accuracy. Growth means that you have a better footprint. And one of the reasons, as you know, why we said now from 2020 to 2024, we were always growing. And there's a reason for that, because we transitioned and transformed from, let's say, a nearly 100% volunteer-based organization into an organization where we hire experts, we hire people, we really look for the best in the world, and we say, what can we do? And the outcome is clear, okay? I'm really happy and proud to say that TAPA EMEA is representing right now, today, 1,205 representatives companies. And we have 912 member companies. So, all of you. And if you're not a member and you're sitting in the room, think about it, okay? But I will give you more examples on this one, and I will give you also more details on why it's important and what is really the benefit of a membership. But at the end of the day, we need you, okay? Because it's your feedback, it's your standards, it's your training. What we do with it, we will create something professional out of it. We create the right platforms. We create everything, like the database systems, like the application where you can chat now with people sitting in the audience. You can connect to people. So you received an email, please register. You can see the agenda. You can see everything online. Everything is already there. And what I can also say that I'm really super proud of, that we won a lot of industries we never won before. Especially automotive is really now looking into TAPA. I still know when I spent hours over hours to win a German brand, and it took me ages before I won them, and now you see that a lot of automotive companies are joining. So what we can say from a TAPA family point of view, since the last conference, we are now having the top 20 pharma companies, the top 10 automotive, the top companies in really high tech, clothing, footwear, and so on and so on. But of course, because this is the unique situation for TAPA, we are representing really the leaders in the supply chain, logistics service providers, trucking companies, airline companies. We have retailers, we have insurance companies. So we really connect the dots, and we are in a position to protect the entire supply chain from an end-to-end point of view. What is also quite important over the last 12 months, that we are heavily engaged in a lot of industry activities. You know, you will see later on a speaker from NATO. I'm also a NATO civil expert now for nearly 10 years. And I always love to be engaged in that. I really love it. You know, it's a different world, and it's a very interesting world. We are very heavily engaged in the European Commission and some activities, especially Landsec. I had a nice chat with our colleague from COES. We were invited to the second, believe it or not, we talk about 2024, okay? We're to the second European Commission or European Union cybercrime conference on transport, on supply chain. It was the second. The first one was, by the way, in 2019. And it took them 5 years to organize a second one. So they are now discussing cybercrime for the second time. Is it too late? I strongly believe so. But we are coming also to this point, because we are using a lot of modern technology. But what is really important is why we are so active to talk to other associations is because we do not want to reinvent the wheel. We would like to connect the dots, because we are all in the same fight against organized criminals attacking our industry. And as I say quite often, you know, you can do whatever you want. Okay? First of all, there's no 100% security. But what is also important is, it's not the question if you become a victim of a crime. It's only the question when you will become the victim of the crime. This is your big question. And even if you say, yeah, but I had no incident for the last 365 days, let's wait for the next 2 weeks. Because I still remember a company who was saying that to me, and they just lost more than 40 million euro over the last 2 months. So that's really how the world is changing. Because it's not only the world is changing. You know, world is changing, technology is changing, criminals are changing. Criminals are changing faster than what we sometimes believe. But we are not only active to listen and learn from other associations, we are also very active to go to the people and to the field in our EMEA region. So we have a huge presence, and I'm really super proud of the TAPA team, you know, and the TAPA volunteers, the board members, you know, our people in the countries, going for TAPA, be TAPAized, wearing a TAPA t-shirt, and go to an exhibition, for example, and tell the people why TAPA is so important. And why it's always important to really drive proactively something into your company, into your supply chain, to your partners. But as you also know, since the last conference, we had 3 more big events as your association. So we had an amazing conference in Copenhagen, and we were focusing really on the Nordics. So we really invited all the people from the Nordics region. We had fantastic chats, you know, what's going on in the Nordics, why the risk is different between Denmark and Sweden, you know, why there's nearly no risk in Finland, you know, because they enjoy the sauna, and it's pitch dark there for 200 days, and nobody's speaking Finnish, except 3.5 million Finnish people. I'm sorry. Kiitos, huomenta, if you see me. You know, I work for Nokia. I know only the bad words. I'm saying nothing anymore, so that's really quite important. And of course, we also had an amazing conference in Africa, you know, which is a very, very unique market and a very interesting market. Whilst we discuss, for example, let's say 2 hijacks a week in the EU. In South Africa, they discuss 30 hijacks every day. It's similar to our friends in Brazil. That's the reason why Fabio is always trying to escape from Brazil, you know, because he's got too many hijacks. Our certification, another pillar, we are growing everywhere. And this is the big thanks and the big applause to all of you, because you are going for certifications, and this makes the difference. Because I still remember when we had more compliance warehouses or trucking companies than certified. Now, if you look at it, over the last 5 years, since we started our transition, you know, FSR grew by more than 51%, TSR 74%, and parking places by more than 108%. That's our parking places, the PSR. So we are not looking at SSTPA, for example, but we have discussions on that. We have discussions also, you know, on the new study, and the European Commission is now having access to our TIS tool, and they are looking, what can we do? But beside that, in the last 12 months, we rolled out completely and new revisions for FSR, TSR, and PSR. So all the big standards, we have completely new revised updates. We trained more than 1,300 people on all standards, more than 1,300 professionals. We have tons of languages now available, you know. So, and if you want another language, let us know. I must say, this is for us the biggest benefit when we talk about AI. AI makes our lives so easy on translations. It's crazy. It's amazing to see that. And as we showed you last time when we created our avatars, that I'm speaking actually 81 languages. I'm happy and proud. In the last 12 months, I learned another 26 languages again. So I'm now in a position to speak 116 languages, fluent, with my avatar. It's not me. But that's really interesting, you know, and that's really interesting to see how you can use modern technology. And over the next 1.5 days, we will also receive updates from the industry, you know, what's going on, and amazing solutions related to artificial intelligence. We created amazing tools, and I will go live later on, not yet, to show you really what we did. And I think it's also quite important that we are very successful on that. For those of you who knows TAPA, 3 years ago, we won already an OSPA in the Benelux. So, and we were super proud. This was the first OSPA we ever won. 1 year later, we won another OSPA for Germany. And of course, I was super proud. You know, we were super proud to win another OSPA. And I'm super happy that I can announce that yesterday, we won another OSPA for South Africa. So we won the South African OSPA, the Outstanding Security Performance Award, on our training initiative. We are the winner on this one. And this is up to you, because you are part and you are a key driver for this success. So what is now super important, and why growth is especially important for you, is if you look at TIS, if you look at our intelligence database, if you look at incidents. So we have a lot of police people. You know, you will hear updates, for example, over the next 1.5 days from the Spanish police. You receive some stuff from the police from Portugal. But I'm super happy and proud that we have Europol here over the next 1.5 days. And I had really the privilege to give a presentation to more than 205 police representatives with the support of Europol. Jens is here. You will see him tomorrow or later on. I can't remember 100%. I need to check my app. You know, but that's really quite important. And we have now more than 300 police contacts using our TIS tool on a daily perspective. Over the last 3 years, we recorded more than 77,000 incidents. So why is this important? Why is growth always important? Because it's giving you more networking opportunities. As already said by Marcel, you know, if you think about, for example, to use a railway system from China to Europe, I can promise you, you have at least 50 people in this room already doing that. If you're looking for a trucking company doing the same, there are at least 20 people in this room already doing that. If you face challenges at London Heathrow, I can tell you there are more people having the same challenges. So let's work together. Let's really do something against that. But it's also important that if we have more and more sources, we are getting better and better and better, because you have a wider footprint. So more engagement in TAPA, more engagement within the industry means automatically that we will have a better service for you as a member. As this is the AGM, so this was really a quick update over the last 12 months, I'm now really happy and proud to introduce my right arm, you know, our Chief Financial and Compliance Officer, Aboom, to give you an update on our financial situation over the last 12 months. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Thorsten. Good afternoon, TAPA friends. It's really impressive to stand here, and I challenge you, just before you leave for the coffee break, or when you're entering, coming from the coffee break or from lunch, stand here and see this fantastic picture of this audience. Okay, over to the AGM, very important. It's your exclusive right once a year annually to prove your membership and to give us the approval from you as our members. But let's not forget, we are an association. And it's so good to experience the atmosphere in this meeting with a number of conference participants we have never seen before. We never sold out any of our hotels in the past. Here we did it within 3 weeks. And it's so good to see so many, not only member representatives, but also their invited guests. So I want to thank you sincerely for being here. In 2023, we continue to realize a growth in membership, certifications, both trainings and standards. And why I'm saying it, because Thorsten was already presenting it, this is why we use the funding for. So being your CFO, it's an honor and a privilege that all TAPA EMEA members, and especially your chosen board members, have given our team the trust and instruments to keep TAPA EMEA growing. And it's not purely for the growing, because that's not our goal. It's for strengthening the network. And that our members, our premier partners, our exhibitors, are making this all possible. Because what's happening in TAPA EMEA is a real teamwork. That's how I experience it now for many years, and we are a TAPArized community. And then over to the content of the AGM. Also in 2023, the books of TAPA EMEA as a non-taxable legal entity and the two by TAPA EMEA owned taxable entities. It's very important to emphasize that TAPA is the only shareholder of the taxable entities. The Transported Asset Protection Services BV in the Netherlands, the GmbH in Germany, and we also funded a PTI Limited in South Africa to serve our South African members or the SSA members to overcome the conversion rate in South Africa. Those entities are thoroughly administered by the team and checked on trade law and tax compliance with two external accountant companies, OA MKB in the Netherlands and DHPG in Germany. And of course, the tax authorities are also looking over their shoulders. And what you see here are the two formal statements of both accountant companies that the bookkeeping for TAPA EMEA, TAPS BV, and TAPS GmbH are fully tax compliant and trade law compliant. Next to all of this, we consult for fiscal advice, frequently fiscal lawyers in both countries where we are legally active. We are doing this to be always tax and trade law compliant and strictly follow all concerning regulations and legislations. And this demands that we have a 4I principle in all our processes in place, and in some cases even 6I principle in place for all the financial topics. And to give you an example of that, how we do this, so we have our financial managers in our company, they are doing all the payments, they're receiving all the money. And as an ultimate example of that, Thorsten or I are never doing any cash transactions or bank transactions. That's always done with a 4 and 6I principle. As we already announced during the AGM 2022, the financial outcome 2023 would be worked out to give you more clarity in a percentage of spend related to income. On the income side, we have two categories. We have the member income, that's the most easy one. And then we have other income. We get subsidies from we participating in the partial security project of the European Union. We have our IABs who contribute to us. We have the premier partners, we have the exhibitors. And that's what you see on the left side of the slide. But we're not only here to show you the money, because that's not that important. It's how we spend the money. And as requested by you, we put some categories in it, and we put a percentage of it. So that is clear to all of you where your membership money and all the other income of the association is going. In spend, we have three categories. We have direct spend, with other words, directly related to member services. Digital solutions, as you can imagine, to keep our CRM and CMS going, that requests a lot of investments. The TIS, standards and training, you've seen the numbers, it's not growing by itself, needs a lot of investment there. Of course, our employee costs, the office costs, and then the cost for PR and marketing. That is the direct spend. And then the second line is the indirect spend. Yeah, unfortunately, we have to pay taxes, like all of you. We have legal advice, and we have accounting. So that is more or less the indirect spend we need to keep a good accountability on the numbers. And then we're very, let's say, pleased because of the fact that we have a development budget. As your association and the related taxable entities, we're not here to save your money. We're here to spend your money in a very responsible way. And that means we have money available for student initiatives and development initiatives, either by the team initiated or by the board. And you will see more of that in the upcoming years. We will ask universities to produce white papers. We will talk to you about your day-to-day problems and where TAPA can assist in eventual studies to tackle that. There is a little bit of a downside, which I am not very proud of to present, but it is what it is. The treasurer, Björn, where are you? I don't see him. Where's Björn? In the back. There he is. Yeah. The treasurer, of course, who is looking constantly over our shoulder, and we're talking about your financials, he highlighted his sorrow about the high number of debtors who were already in the booking system for several years. And that had to do when we started up the professional team in 2020, we had the idea, I had namely the idea, that this is an association. And being member of this association years before, I always had the, let's say, innocent thought that if somebody is a member, they pay their membership dues. Yeah, that's a kind of utopia we find out in 2023. So what we did, we placed intensive processes in place to convince the debtors to pay their dues. Unfortunately, we were not that successful with all of them, so we have to write off 52 members in 2023. Some of them were certified, some of them had training certifications. You can imagine that we all withdraw these certifications. And that has an impact on the statement of 2023. So the non-taxable taxable entity setup worked out. There was a slightly negative result in TAPA EMEA as an association because of the booking off of the debtors. But due to the new member income, you've seen the numbers, we were so successful winning new members, and we did it with you because most of the members, new members coming to us, are either approached by the team, but also with you, the TAPA ambassadors, who tell their colleagues and peers in the market, you have to become a TAPA EMEA member. And that means we were still able, as you see on the slide, to realize a modest underspend in 2023. Then we go to the outlook for 2024. The impact statement for 2024. Despite the writing off membership fees, there's still no need, as already for a long time, I believe now 13 years, to raise the membership fees. So that's giving me back again the good feeling, to leave the bad feeling of the debtors behind us. We will not raise your membership fees for 2024 and 2025. I like to end my presentation with the remark that whenever you are interested in diving deeper in our spend or in our income, you're more than welcome to visit our offices or to organize a team meeting with me, because I have to emphasize you are the association, you are the members, you have the ultimate power in our constitution. And we are transparent, we are integer, at the end we are a security community. So whenever you feel the need to talk more about the numbers, please give me a call and we will arrange a meeting. Are there maybe any questions, because I overflow you with a lot of information? Any question? If not, I have an action for you. Because it's up to the AGM to discharge, exempt the board, because otherwise they could stay responsible for years. So it's in the power of the AGM to discharge the board, and in this case it's a 2023 board, because in 2024 we had elections. So that's Marcel Sarloos, Björn Hartong, and Paul Linnes, who's not here. And can I suggest that you do this by, if not, that you speak up now, or if you do so by applauding the 2023 board. Thanks for that. That will make them feel relieved. Thanks for your attention. We are wishing you, this was the AGM, so we will finalize that now. And we are wishing you a fantastic TAPA Rise conference.
Okay, thank you. So now Marcel is relaxed. He can go to the spa. Everything is good. Okay. So let's continue. As already said, data, data, data. Data is the key. Police officers love our TIS tool. Okay, and the TIS tool / IIS tool is already more than 16 years old. And as you know, a little bit more than 12 months, we rolled out the brand new TIS tool. And we are right now in the version 1.6. Okay, so within 12 months, we updated and rolled out 6 different versions. Some changes you don't realize. Some changes you really should realize on a daily perspective. So again, police loves TIFs. The government loves TIS. We have one little task. We need to win more members to love it and to use it. And I will give you examples on that, okay? So let's go live into the TIS tool. Who has seen this screen already before? See, this should be already all hands. That's not good. So this is how the world looks like, and it looks really nice, okay? So the first good news is, when you are a Europe, Middle East, and Africa member, you can also see all data from the APAC region. So when I'm saying right now, for example, show me all incidents over the last 6 months, there's no Europe anymore, but that's a different thing. Let's not focus on this one today. But you can see also incident in APAC. You can see in India, you can see in China, you can see really on the Philippines, and so on. A massive new thing is really also that when you go now to a location, for example, and you say, show me all the FSR locations in the world. And then you say, okay, especially for a shipper, but also for a logistics service provider. And then you say, okay, I'm zooming in, I would like to have A, you can filter everything, but I'm come back to this point later. But now you can say, for example, okay, show me this location. And it is DHL right now. So it's very obvious, so because this is the information, what is important. Show me more details. And what you can do now, it's a brand new feature, you can actually download the actual certificate. You can say, okay, show me the certificate. And here it is. So you have the proof. You can record it. It's already there. You know who's the independent audit body. You know who's linked to it. You know the validation. You know also when there's a waiver granted. So everything is in one tool. Everything is in one system. But that's only one thing, as already said. Another major change, if you go now, for example, to PSR locations, and if you say, okay, show me a parking place, and show me a parking place, like this one, you will see immediately in the first pop-up picture, which booking platforms are available, which are also a TAPA partner. And for this parking place, for example, as you can see, it's Bosch and Travis. And if you can click immediately, or if you go first to more details, if you really would like to use this parking place, because you can also see it's a fenced enclosure, it's a controlled gate, because there was no certification. I hope you realize that, and that's the reason why I picked it. But if you say now as a dispatcher, okay, you know what, this is the perfect parking place, I would like to book it, then you can go straight out of TIS, in the booking platform you want, which you use, click on it, it's going to the booking platform, and it's opening automatically the parking place. So you can book like that. Very easy, very simple. The most important thing for TIS is everything is live data. So it's a 100% driven database. Everything is live. So at the second we insert a new incident, it's in, at the same second. So when I'm going through the cargo crime monitor, for example, and this is quite interesting, okay, all numbers will change immediately. And I would like to say you can now filter, for example, for the EU member states. You can say, show me only EMEA, show me only APAC, show me, whatever you want. You show me one country. So there are really endless opportunities. So if you have a manufacturing, let's say in Germany, and if you go to Italy, you can look at the route, you can bookmark everything, you can filter it, you can drive a really amazing route risk analysis. Again, this tool is really recognized by Europol as the best tool right now when we talk about cargo crime incidents and intelligence. But not only that, the European Commission is using our tool for the last study and the latest one on what is the risk for truck drivers in the European Union. And it's also linked, for example, to why we have a driver shortage. What can we do against that? So we give them a lot of information. So all this information is now fed really to the European Union. And all this information is available for you. It's part of the membership. It's free. Use it. So that's very important. And what I like, for example, let's say, for example, I'm now looking at the EU member. I'm filtering it. I filter the results. You will already see immediately it will change. And then I will show you one number now, okay? That's a very interesting number when we talk about parking spaces and the risk on parking spaces and how risk is changing, how criminals are changing. So over the last 1 year, you can see that roughly 15% of all incidents are happening on unclassified parking spaces, so-called non-secured parking spaces. So let's go back when the European Union started their study and look how the situation was from 2017 to 2019. It was 55% on unsecured parking places. And I can tell you, we spent a lot of time with the tool. We look at a lot of data, and you can find it in the Vigilant, you can find it in our reports. Criminals are attacking more and more, again, warehouses and last mile deliveries. Why? It's very easy. It's an easier target. And every freaking criminal knows that nowadays a last mile delivery vehicle is having a lot of money. So when I gave the presentation to, for example, to Europol, and I gave another presentation to the German ministry, I'm always asking normally simple questions, okay? So what do you think, what is a Euro pallet, we talk about one pallet, what is the value of 1 Euro pallet of the newest model of Apple iPhones? 1 Euro pallet. It's 1.5 million euro. I can give you a pharmaceutical product where 1 Euro pallet is 30 million euro. 30. And if you believe the criminals don't know it, they know everything. They have one big benefit. You know, we are all here, we are nicely dressed. They're also nicely dressed, by the way. You know, but we follow business ethics. We follow business principles. We follow laws. We follow really compliance regulations. We follow Sarbanes-Oxley, SOX requirements, everything. Criminals, I'm not saying they don't give a, but they don't care. They follow nothing. And that's really quite important. So sometimes, and that's also what we do in some brainstorming sessions, okay, think like a criminal, act like a Jedi. Or act like TAPA rice. Come on, that's what you need to do. So let's go back to the presentation for 2 or 3 minutes, because now we come to the thing where I need you. Okay, that's very important. These are the numbers, and you can see that 74% of all data we receive from police forces. 74%. And only 17.8% of data is coming from you. And now I'm coming to a number which you won't believe. Guess how many companies are staying behind the 17.8%? Again, we have 912 paying member companies. It's 8. It's 8 companies behind them. So, the question is now, why can you not report your cargo crime to TAPA? And I know all these excuses. I know them. I was listening to them. It's the same excuse like why you're not a proactive member, you know? It's the same excuse like you're signing up to a gym, you pay, you go there for 2 weeks, you still pay after 12 months, and you don't lose weight. Why? Because you're not active. That's how easy it is. It's the same situation like you're going with your friend, you're becoming a member of the golf club, and you will never improve your handicap when you're not active. If you want to improve your handicap, you need to be active. This is the most important thing. So let's go back now to business, okay? Because again, we have the discussions, we know what's going on. We can guarantee you, everything what you report to us is neutralized. You will never find a company name. You will never find a product name. We even don't need all details. If you say to us, Thorsten, is it okay when we give you only an overview? And I tell you, for example, that we have 1,000 incidents in Germany alone and we are losing roughly 20 million euro? Of course it is. Absolutely. That's all what we need for statistical purposes. That's all. If you can give me more details, if you can get TIS more details, it's perfectly fine. We love it. But it's not what we need. What we need is your support. We have APIs, we have bulk uploads. You can give us your monthly overviews. Again, we will ensure that there is no company name mentioned. We have machine learning capabilities, we have a 4i principle, we have a double entry check, also automated. We are now looking for web crawler technology, AI technology. This tool, there's never be a finish line. It's like Windows 15 already, okay? Or I need to mention now other stuff. It's like Apple Intelligence, it's like AWS, it's like, no, I don't want to do that, okay? But that's really quite important to understand that. So make a note now, write it down. For the British people, start a tattoo on your arm. I need to report, okay? We pay for the tattoo, as long as you report. So, I would love to see the first tattoo, report to tisteam@tapaemea.org. And your girlfriend would say, who's that? It's perfectly fine. I will go there and I will explain why you have it. Oops. So, cargo crime intelligence is the thing. So let's create the momentum. Okay, so what do? You saw a lot of stuff already. You see, what we do with your membership. You see already how we can expand it, and we will do more. This is the most important thing. Of course, we've been challenged by the board. We've been challenged by members. What can we do? What can we do here? But trust me, we are always coming with surprises. And some of the board members have no clue what we do sometimes. And there's a reason for that, because we want to come back with surprises. Because I have an amazing team. We have an amazing team. And we really spend every day and say, what can we do better to fight against the criminal? What can we do to really be prepared for the future? What do we need to do next? Over the next 1.5 days, by the way, we will interview some of you. And we will create a video, which we will show to you tomorrow, what's next. Because we ask you exactly that question, what's next? And why technology is important. So help us, support us, okay, to reach new heights. There's a lot of text, okay, but you know me, I'm not reading the text. This is for you. You can download the presentation afterwards, you can read it in the train, or on your couch, with a nice glass of red wine or a nice glass of, have you seen, by the way, already the TAPA gin? Have you seen the TAPA rice gin outside? Taste the TAPA gin. Markus created this TAPA gin together with us. So we created this gin. Actually, it was Markus, another Markus, myself. Markus tested like crazy over weeks. Markus loved to create a gin. We stopped him after, I think it was, 68 bottles or something like that? I can't remember exactly. So what is really also important, that we always need to move forward. But we also have questions, And of course, some of the questions are, who is the team member? So let me show you a quick video, what the TAPA team really is, okay? Hello, and welcome to our TAPA EMEA office and studio here in Goch, Germany.
Hi there, good day. Today I take you to the Netherlands, where we house the Dutch part of the professional team of TAPA EMEA.
The important part of my job would be making sure that we are financially healthy.
My main focus is administration.
You get in contact with me when you are having questions about the finance side.
When our information isn't up to date, that's usually when I reach out.
I'm mainly concerned with planning the conferences and supporting the team wherever I can.
People should always feel free to contact us and to ask us any questions they like.
And now you are in the TAPA EMEA studio. All our videos, all the training material, the virtual conference, everything takes place here. Here's the heart of standards, trainings and everything, together with Tamara. and Markus.
I'm building the link between our members or our local leads, our sub-team members and the management.
I'm taking care about all the standard-related activities within the TAPA EMEA region.
You get in contact with me when you have general questions concerning the standards.
I had the opportunity to make my hobby to my day job.
Welcome to TAPA EMEA India team. We are dedicated ensuring seamless operations and optimizing procedures.
I take care of the test tool.
I serve as the primary contact for standard certificates.
My main focus is looking after test tool and answering all the training related queries.
As a manager, I specialize in connecting all the dots to maintain high standards and accuracy levels. Our commitment lies in delivering excellence and fostering the growth of TAPA EMEA.
My name is Panagiotis Laimos. I am located in Greece in the Greater Athens area, and since October 2022 I support the TAPA EMEA Standards and Training team. Finally, I'm responsible for European Commission funding program support related to secure parking's upgrades and development in the European Union.
Hi everyone, I'm Jamie Roach and we're a marketing and media communications agency partner of TAPA EMEA based close to London. We create the association's branding and communications for events, help to support its conference agendas, support the Premier Partner Programme, manage media relations and produce TAPA EMEA's Vigilant e-magazine.
Hi, my name is Sam Polly and I'm a broadcast journalist based in the French Alps. And my job includes video and podcast presenting and producing, as well as conference hosting.
Ahoy and welcome to Flensburg, north of Germany. We are Captain Capture and this is our studio. Here we do all the animations, the training material, the event teaser, the trailer, and we also do the live streams for TAPA EMEA. And if you see us while the conference, please smile into the camera.
The special power of TAPA is that we are a very unique association.
Every day is different.
Never gets boring.
We know each other, we know who to reach out to for what.
At the end, I wouldn't even call it a team, I would rather call it a little family.
This association is the only one that helps companies and organizations to be resilient.
We can help secure the transports.
We are all in the same fight against organized criminals attacking our supply chain on a daily perspective.
We are now nearly close to 1,000 members.
My goal is that all CEOs really do understand what TAPA is, what TAPA means, and why resilience is so important nowadays.
It gives a good feeling to support making the world a little better place.
Everyone who can be a part of TAPA should be a part of TAPA.
So this is your team. These are the people working every day. Absolutely. Thank you. And as already said, I must say, Abba myself, as your executives, we really love the team already. We created a fantastic team over the last 2.5, 3 years. I think that's it for my update. But, oh, wait a minute. I have one more thing. One more. We have guidance documents. We have a security guidance for CCTV, for locking. And I'm super happy to announce today that we have a brand new security guide. It's the TAPA EMEA Driver Security Guide. It's what you can hand out to your driver. It's the easy do's and don'ts for the driver. It's really giving the driver, on a very easy language, very easy, okay, the guidance, what he can do to mitigate his risk, what he shouldn't do, what he should do. It's giving you also the opportunity to have the police contacts within the European Union. And it's also giving you the opportunity to have driver valuable rules. So the 15 golden driver rules, let's call it that way. And now we come to the best part. This document is available right now from this second on the website in 14 different languages. And you can download it right now. And for example, if you go to the Turkish version, it's look like that. If you go to the English version, it's look like that. Right now, this is the only printed version. And that's it. Any questions? Easy. Okay.